name is Yao. My English name is Michael, so you can call me either Michael or Yao. I will answer to both.
Okay.
I'm a local resident and born and raised in Beijing. Has been working on this industry for like 20 plus years. It's my great honor to be your tour guide, and congratulations to Mr. Zhang and Annie.
Thank you.
Okay, so here the introduction about the Forbidden City, and this area, the Forbidden City is 72 hectares. That's equivalent to about one. Come on, Emma, you can stay over here. Okay, yeah.
I'll do it, Mom. I'm the sidekick.
Thank you. So 72 hectares, that is equivalent to about 178 acres. Also the size of 100 soccer fields, which accommodate 9,317 rooms altogether in this huge complex. If you want to sleep in a different room on everyday basis, it's gonna take 25 years to experience all individual rooms in the Forbidden City. So, and it is huge. The construction of the Forbidden City started in 1406, which took 14 years, and completed in 1420. So this year, now 2025. So Emma, this is first question for you. What is the age of the Forbidden City?
Really old.
Yeah. How old? 1420 till now. Let's do the math.
1920. This is embarrassing. Everybody's filming me now. Okay, got it. 2020. Just tell me what it is. Okay, thank you.
Excellent, you got this. Very good. 605 years
I
old.
already forgot when it was started.
Okay, 605 years old, and in total there were 24 emperors lived in the Forbidden City for 500 years. And our traveling route will be going along this central axis to see the most important ones. And the one stand at the southern end of this central axis is called Meridian Gate. Meridian refers to the due south or the midday sun. The gate is located at the southern end of this meridian line should be called the Meridian Gate. And the most important buildings were built along this meridian line. This is our major traveling route from the outer court to the inner court. The outer court refers to the three major palaces where the emperor celebrated their birthdays, the winter solstice, the Chinese New Year. But they didn't come to this area very often, say 3 or 4 times a year. They spent most of their time in the inner court in this area where they were hanging out with their empresses, consort, pretty girls, and royal families back in the day in that area. But the thing is, most of those important buildings built along the central axis still remain close to the public. We cannot walk into the palace. And we can only take a look while standing at the bottom of the steps, and hard to get a very good look of those beautiful furniture displayed inside. That's why we will start from this furniture hall right behind this building over here, where we are going to see.
Right here?
Yeah, we are right here. Yeah, right here.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll be seeing this furniture hall, 300 beautiful furniture displayed. And we can give them a very good look to see how those beautiful furniture look like. And then we'll be coming out of that gate, take a very good photo, and along the central axis from the outer court and to the inner court, if time permit, we'll be visiting our latest residence in this area, where the dragon lady, the most powerful lady at the end of the Qing dynasty, she lived in that area. She ruled the country for 48 years. Empress Dowager Cixi. Yeah, she was also nicknamed as the dragon lady. And as well as the garden, if time permit, we will be hanging out in a palace in this area.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, the only European palace.
Yes.
Yeah, constructed in the Forbidden City. That palace has a similar destiny of the Titanic. Okay, half-finished palace. And later on, we'll be coming out of this passage over here to see this Arab Pavilion and continue our tour to that way and make a lap to the East Palace Gate, where we started like 20 minutes ago. East Palace Gate. This is the palace. This is the exit. Let's flip it over and take a look at those emperors. Ming and Qing dynasties. There are many dynasties listed in the feudal history, in China history. The first feudal dynasty originated about 2,200 years ago, which is called Qin dynasty, spelled like Qin. 2,200 plus years ago. and then followed by the Han, Jin, Sui, Tang, Song, Yuan, Ming, Qing. Ming and Qing are the two latest dynasties. Pretty much all those emperors lived inside the Forbidden City, except those first two. Those two emperors lived in Nanjing, the former capital city of the Ming dynasty. Nanking. Yes. So this gentleman, the third emperor in the Ming dynasty, who usurped the power from his nephew and became the third emperor in the Ming dynasty, he built the Forbidden City in 1420, and he moved the capital from Nanjing to Beijing. And after he passed away, and all his descendants of those emperors lived in the Forbidden City for 200 plus years until the last emperor, Emperor Chongzhen. This guy had had really bad luck. He encountered some huge issues, like a civil war broke out in the country, like the eunuchs' interference in the politics, and the temperature, significantly dropped during that period. And then those peasant uprising army were attacking his dynasty, and then they made their way to Beijing in April 1644. That forced him to commit suicide by hanging himself under a tree, right on a hill, which is located right behind the Forbidden City. We're gonna see that hill.
We're gonna hike that hill later on.
Really? So you need to.
Thinking about it.
So you'll be exiting the Forbidden City from northern exit. If that's so, he hung himself over there, when marked as the end of the Ming dynasty. That was in 1644. And then those peasant uprising army, the enemy, took over the Forbidden City and occupied this place for 42 days. 42 days later, those Manchurian people coming from northeastern part of the country, Manchurian people with a very small, tiny population, but they were very strong, very good at fighting. They took advantage of the civil war broke out in the country, and then they come to Beijing, defeated those peasant uprising army, kicked them out of Beijing, and then they took over the Forbidden City and occupied the whole country later on, and established a dynasty called the Qing dynasty. The last dynasty spells like Qing. This dynasty lasted for 267 years, for 10 generations, until the last emperor. That's only one photograph out of 26 paintings, because he's the most recent one. He was proclaimed to be the emperor at the age of only 3 years old. But he was forced to abdicate and retired at the age of, what is this sign? Annie, what is this sign?
You know it. No, it's a number.
It's a number. Yeah, indicating the number, universal sign. Six.
6, yes, it is.
He became the emperor at the age of 3 and abdicated at the age of 6. This is 7, 8, 9, 10. Universal sign.
I would not make good decisions as a 3-year-old.
Wait, so is this a photo of him?
Yeah, that's
like
a photo.
Baby?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But this is a picture was taken when he was at the age of 16 when he got married.
I see.
Yeah. So his dynasty was over when he was at 6 years old, and then
Too bad. He
yes,
at the age of
and he would he was.
Can't go anywhere from there.
That's right. He was kicked out of here in 1924, and then he was made as a puppet emperor under Japanese control, and he was captured by the Red Soviet Army. He died in 1967 at the age of 61. After he was forced to leave the Forbidden City, the whole complex opened to the public in 1925. So this year is the 100th anniversary of the foundation of the Palace Museum. That's yeah, happy birthday to the Forbidden City. That's why this place has 2 names, the Forbidden City and the Palace Museum. Forbidden City refers to the palace for those people. They lived here for 500 years. Palace Museum refers to what we're having now. A huge museum collected 1.86 million artifacts in this place. That's why they put on a lot of renovations to welcome this 100th anniversary. So that's it for the short introduction of this area. We're gonna walk around like 7,000 steps in the Forbidden City. That's a tough walk. Emma, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anytime.
This is for you.
Yay!
Let me give you the cover of the.
It has a cover.
It has a cover.
This is the coolest map ever.
Yes, because you're a good student, good learner.
I can't do math on a camera.